Good evening, everybody. This is CmdrAleon. Welcome to Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show here on social media, the number one universal, usually top show talk show on here on TikTok and throughout the social media world. Hey, David, Queen88, everybody, start to tap in. So it's really important that everyone starts to tap in. We want to get up to 100,000 likes tonight. And hey, Deborah, everybody coming in here, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. American Proud. Everybody, welcome Ronald Weaver, Marina Gonzalez, Blondie, sorry about that. Johnny Miller, good to see you, brother. Everybody coming in. And we are geared up for a good show tonight. Hey, Chris, we don't know what's going to happen. As you know, we never know what's going to happen. That's the beautiful thing. I was ready to go on the air at 11 on the show here, but I had to set up a few things before we started. Gary Haas, welcome, Iowa. Good to see you. Everybody coming in here all over the world. And good to have everyone coming in here. Marinee, peace, love, and light to you. Albert, Tammy Lou, thanks for the likes. Maria, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here wherever you are. King Solomon, all the people. Meriwether, good to see you always. Midset and self-development. Everybody out here, wherever you are, welcome, Jan. Good to see you, Jan. Rickster, Citizen 487683. Debbie, welcome to our show. Sissy, welcome to Encounters. Lacey, welcome. Primitive, Molly, welcome to the show. Jan R., I think it's Blondie, thanks for the likes. Everybody coming in here. We just know you're all over the place. Merlin, everybody all over the world, welcome. And we'll be on here till about 1 o'clock. So we start a little bit late, so we're going to go till 1, and we'll be off at 1 here on the late night show, Encounters, the top social media UFO spiritual talk show anywhere on social media. And we'll see what happens here tonight. So welcome. Friday night will be our contact night. I haven't produced the video yet, and it's already Wednesday. But, you know, when I think about it, we've pretty much had contact with my friend Gatiko most nights. But we'll have our special contact night on Friday night. That'll be our special night. Gatiko, for new people or people that don't know it, he is now a co-host from the spaceship of our show here, Encounters. So he'll be co-hosting from the ship. And the way he usually will answer questions will be like 1 will be yes and 2 will be no, depending on the question. So he is certainly now a co-host off planet on the big spaceship, off planet, way, way up in space. So that's a new breaking news thing. We just mentioned it the other night. Hope you love. Good to see you. And the show from last night is on my Ashtar Command Spaceship News channel on YouTube. So last night's show is on YouTube, the whole show. Some great interviews last night, and hopefully tonight we'll have some fantastic things happening here. For some reason, I had to use this particular background with it moving. The one that I usually have with it not moving is not giving me a full screen, so something's wrong there. I don't know what it is, so bear with me, don't get dizzy. If anything, bear with me here. I don't think I'll make it go that way. So it's almost like we're in a spaceship, or, you know, just moving around here in the background a little bit. Just, you know, center your energies so you don't get dizzy with the moving screen. You know, it's all good. It's all good. And we're going to be, oh, thank you. Hope you love. Yes. Thank you for being on the show too. You know, and also, you know, definitely let's amp it up here. So I need to get everybody sharing, letting people know we're on here, people that you think should be here, people that are not here, let them get here, like you're practicing for April. Yeah, I never thought of that before, but maybe I am, you know. At least that maybe I am. Sometimes it's me. Well, good to see you. I was trying to do that, but if I do stopped the scrolling. For some reason, the TikTok background's not working the way it's supposed to. So now if I put it on another effect here, let me see what happens. Hold on. Add background without effect here. Effect. Let me see here. Before I do that, let me just go backwards here. We might change it. My concern is the background will not be the way it's supposed to be. Let's see here. That's not what I wanted. Oh, maybe it will work. We'll see. It wasn't working before, but maybe it will. It's working now. All right. I guess I fixed it. Whatever I did, I fixed it. So we're good. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Now you won't get dizzy. Hey, Johnny, good to see you. No problem. I had trouble with it before I came on here. I was trying to figure out why it wasn't working the way it's supposed to, but it's working good now. Isn't that the way it usually works? Good to have everybody here, and let's keep amping it up, letting people know we're here. And we got to get out there to everybody around the world, reach out, outreach, whatever you want to call it, cosmic, reaching to other people around the planet, whatever country they're in, people you know, let them all know we're here. You know, that's the thing. And that's the way it is. So I was having these thoughts today, and my thoughts, hey, Lisa, good evening. I would ask Gadico about Malaysian Flight 370. You know, ever since Gadico and I have communicated, I have never asked them on their ship about what happened to the flight. I mean, I already know what happened to the flight. But to hear it from my friend in space, confirming what I've stated years ago in 2014 on my radio show, that they're all right, that the people went into a large ship, into a different dimension, a higher dimensional frequency. I think we're going to ask Gadico that question maybe. And Gadico, I know, is here with us. And he's like I said, he's the co-host of the show. He's one of the co-hosts. And if you've never heard of Gadico, please let me know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please let me know, because if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will educate you and inform you on what's going on here. Midnight One, thank you for following us. Alex, welcome to the show. GIF 1. Good to have everybody here, wherever you may be. It's all good. Lily B, Penny, I see all these people coming in. Ruben, welcome to our show. He might have, Lisa. Yes, we will. And it's actually GEKKO. We're going to be very safe on the ship. We have no fear. Our group is very, very fearless about what we're going to do. Do you all hear it? I don't hear any echoes. I got my thing going on here. And, of course, no echoes. It's going to be a beautiful night, as always, on the show. And, yeah, it's GEKKO, Linda Martinez. Good to see you. Papa-ish, Bronster. So, people that are new, welcome to the show. I'm glad you found us. This is an actual show. You know, we don't do gaming here. We don't hit people over the heads with rubber bats. We don't do any of that stuff. All that silly stuff other people do on TikTok or whatever. This is an actual show called Encounters. I'm also, for 21 years, host of WESU's Pacifica radio show, Astro Command Radio, also known as the Cosmic Eye, every Sunday morning. I'm also a contactee. I'm from Mars originally. So you might say I'm Starseed. I came from Mars on mission to Earth, and I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command, and I'm a contactee since the 60s. So I've got a lot of different things that I do here. And for people that might think that our star family doesn't visit planet Earth or doesn't come here or doesn't interact with people, if you hear any of that stuff on YouTube or anywhere else, just don't believe it. Please don't believe it. Our star family cares about this planet. You know, just as they care about all the planetary systems. So if you think this Earth is a place where there's nothing that is cared about, thank you, Johnny. It is. If anyone tells you on YouTube or anywhere else that the space people aren't coming here or they don't care, they don't know. That's just their opinion. That's misinformation. That's not even true. That's why I'm here. To bust the matrix, like Johnny said, to bust that belief system. That's a limited belief system. That's based on no information. A lot of people have different opinions about the whole subject now. Of course, the whole subject is now exploded into being the big issue, the big situation. Don Renee Howard, good to see you. Welcome to the show. And I got all the pyramids set up. I got the Alexa app hooked in. I got the radio turned off. It's not on right now, but I'll turn it on. Oh, wait a minute. Alexa responded. I better be careful. She just responded. I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's see. We're going to turn the band on here if it's fully. So I have some charge here. Let's see if I can do this. I think we're able to change the band. It's 11:32. I'm trying to. Okay, we're on. Now we're going to change the band here. Now we're on regular AM on 1710. What do you know? So I always keep the radio set to 1710. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I'm just playing around with the radio here. Let's go here. All right. All right, now we're on 1710. I have the radio on 1710. The two pyramids are set up, and everything's ready to go here. So I've been having the understandings. Make contact. Well, I've tried to have him use my equipment. He only used it that one time with the Alexa app. Hey, Larry, good. Thank you for the roses. He only did that one time. He prefers not to use my equipment. I think he just wants not to, use my equipment. Yeah. And that's pretty much the way it is. So we're good with that. And we're going to, when she gets settled, I think she might have just gotten home. But we're going to bring on Friends with Fairies. As soon as she's able to come on, she can just jump in here. And we're going to interview some people tonight. We're not sure who we're going to interview. And hey, Entity, good to see you. Hey, Commander Ken, I just sent you something nice. Thank you very much. Thank you, Entity. Much love to you. Much love to you. Hey, everybody coming in. Crypto, Deborah, thank you. The name, a Japanese surname means moonlight. Oh, interesting. You know what, Deborah? That's interesting because that's probably why you chose the song by Billie Holiday. I'll see you soon. I'm going to the moon and I'll see you soon. Wow. See? Talk about synchronicity, right? What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. And now it's about 11:37. Yeah, there's a lot of synchronicity there. Oh, thank you for subscribing for 2 months. Hey, Seeker, good to have you with us. I think it's Seeker. Hello there. So there's a lot of things to be prepared for. A lot of things to be prepared for. And a lot of beautiful things to look forward to. I just was scanning. I'll scan what people are talking about when it comes to the subject, even on TikTok and on social media, on YouTube. And the reason I scan, Susan Murray, good to see you, is because I want to see what misinformation people are providing to know what people are doing.
Hello, everybody.
And look who's come from the ship. Hey, Friends with Fairies, how you doing?
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope
Hopefully
everybody's
good.
doing well.
I'm sure James and Down the Rabbit Hole and others will be here soon. So Chasno, wherever he might be, I'm sure he'll be hanging in here at some point. Now Lisa says, "Oh my God! Now many voices FWF." I don't know. I mean, I tell people Godico's here with me all the time. Not physically always here with me. As you were saying the other night, he's on the ship.
Yeah, you
But
hear,
I mean, they have things they have to do in space, but during the show, they are,
Commander.
he's always with me. Yeah.
Listen, it sounded like Godico was just talking. While you were talking, there was electronic voices coming across. I think that's what Lisa was talking about. Oh, it stopped now. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it was
No,
it was
no,
coming
I'm
across
listening.
very strong when you were talking.
That's a train going by. Do you hear the train?
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I was hearing.
No, you're
Okay.
hearing a train. No, no,
Okay, I thought Gotta Go was like, whoop, I'm here.
no. There's a train. We have a train station a few blocks away here. That's a train. See the
Oh,
train?
okay. Okay. My bad.
That's a spaceship train on a track. No, I'm just kidding. But no, Godico is hey Queen of Stars. I love that name. You changed the Queen of Stars. She got on for the first time last night, and that was great. So there's just to let people know there sometimes there's trains going by here. So if you hear a train, it's a train. And welcome to another great show tonight. We had a great show last night, which is on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. We're going for 100,000 likes tonight. We're only 9.3, so I'm going to ask you to amp it up so that you don't make one or two people do the tapping. We want everyone to tap. Everybody invite somebody that should be here that's not here. Get involved. I'm proactive, interactive. Amp everybody up. I get everybody up here. I get everybody up to 200 followers, and they can get on here and do an interview, just like the Queen of Stars did last night. So that's really the deal here. Spread the word, the domino effect in a positive way. Hey, did you know there's a show called Encounters? Did you know that? Did anybody know there's an actual real show on TikTok called Encounters? And yeah, they don't run around in cow suits with disco ball lights in the ceiling. That's right.
You sure about that?
That I used to when I first got in here. This used to be somebody on here, and I go scanning to get used to TikTok, and they're running around with this big fat um, cow outfit, and they'd be having a disco ball light with lights blinking.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
like I said, is this what's going on here? Is this what planet Earth has come to? Thank goodness, as I learned more, there were people that were not doing that.
That's good. I'm so glad that there are serious people that actually want to, open up and share real encounters and,
Yeah.
have a place where they can go and not feel like they're crazy. That's what most people seem to think and don't want to talk about their experiences because
Hmm.
other people make them feel like they're crazy. And when in fact that they're really having encounters with beings and spaceships and all kinds
Yeah.
of and they've got nowhere to go to talk about this stuff. And that's what's great about your show, Commander, is that people
Yeah.
can come here and talk about their stuff and get
And
help.
Queen of Stars says, Commander, I've had such loud knocks since last night. Since she was on the show last night, she says she had loud knocks. Um, Interesting.
Queen of Stars, I went through the same thing tonight on my way home from work. The roads are very icy out, and I kept hearing knocking going on in my back seat. So, of course, I pulled over and, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't, like hearing things or there wasn't something
Hmm.
wrong with my vehicle because the
Hmm.
roads were pretty bad today. So I pull over and, the knocking stopped. I start up again, the knocking starts again. So I pull over and I sit there for a minute and I put my phone light on and I'm looking in the back seat and there's nothing there. A car goes past me and doesn't this car slide right off of the road? I felt like this was a warning. Something was
Really?
warning me, telling me I needed to pull over and wait a minute and slow down. I'm glad
Yeah.
I did. I am glad I did. Thank God the person was okay and they went into a snowbank and was able to get themselves out.
Hmm.
But that could have possibly have been me because I was trying
Wow.
to get home and I thought the ground was just wet, but it was icy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Queen of Stars says orbs are gone too. So weird. So she had the knocking and orbs are gone too because she talked about the orbs. I don't know what to say about that. And Lacey says, Commander, do you think dinosaurs were on Mars at one time? That I'm not absolutely certain about dinosaurs on Mars. And Alex said there was we had an earthquake about 20 minutes ago in California. Alex lives out in California. So they had an earthquake out there. So not sure what's going on with that. A lot of stuff happening. Well, they always have earthquakes
Yeah,
in
yeah, I'm from
California, so
California. That's like a
that's not
weekly
an
occurrence.
unusual thing, depending how big it is. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of earth changes happening, and it's pretty constant. You know,
Yeah.
depending how powerful that earthquake is. Alex, if you know, let us know how powerful that one was. Confirmed a small earthquake in California. Okay, so these things do happen. It's
Excuse
just
me just
part of
a minute.
normal situations. And also, as I said, Gatico is our co-host with Friends with Fairies tonight. So everyone say hello to Gatico. If you see my screen blinking, the blue blinking, it's not doing it now, but it was before. But say hello to Gatico, everybody. Gatico, say hello to everybody out here.
Sorry if you hear sniffing, that's my dog.
Okay.
But
So, yeah, your dog sniffing?
yes, that's my dog. I'm sorry about that. Hold on. I'm
No
trying to
problem.
get her settled.
Yeah.
She's in her first heat right now, so I'm trying to keep her away from the
You know,
other
you know
dogs.
what's really funny? You know how I know Gatico's here because the screen, the square blue thing starts blinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is blinking. It's like it's yours is blinking right now. So Gatico, say hello to everybody. One tap for yes if you're here. Gatico's here. Everyone say hello to Gatico. He's on the spaceship. And the Friday night will be our direct. I mean, it's funny for me to say this since Gatico's here, but we'll have a regular. What's a regular? We'll have contact night Friday night. Right? I'm laughing because we're having contact now, but we're having our special Friday night contact session. But tonight we're having contact, so we're having contact pretty regularly. We just like to make it sound special, you know. Uh, it's Gekko, Molly. His name is Gekko, Gatico. And I'm the only reason I believe I am pronouncing it as best I can. You know, Gatico. I want to ask you about many years ago in 2014, Malaysian flight 370 disappeared, but the reason it was disappeared, it was taken by three intergalactic craft into a much larger craft through another opening into another dimensional portal of a higher frequency. Gatico, I've told people that the people on board that flight 370 are safe and that all the people on that I've told people for years, my confirmation was that they are perfectly safe and they were very, very intelligent people, most of these people, and they were actually being taught many things. They're still in another place they're learning many things, experiencing many things, Gatico. So I want to get your understanding of Flight 370, that the Malaysian flight that disappeared over the East China Sea here on planet Earth. Are those people safe where they are now? One tap for yes, two taps for no. Okay. So now I'm giving people a confirmation from Gatico who are interested in Flight 370 that everything I've talked about and shared with you about that specific flight is that the people that are on that flight are alive and well, that the people on Earth, the powers that be, were lying to the public and the media. The media, all the major media was lying. They were trying to have a conventional. They wanted to tell you that, oh, it crashed somewhere in the sea or something. It never did. And that's why people need to know just now, directly from my friend on a spaceship from the star system Sirius, he just stated on his tap that the people on Flight 370 are alive and they are in another dimensional state and they are actually learning things. As I told people verbally, they are learning things. I don't know exactly what they're learning. As much as I'm tuned into a lot of things on a higher frequency, I can't tell you what they're learning. But I can tell you that I will ask this question. Some people have been asking me over the years, Commander, will they be returned to Earth? I've said yes, when that time is ready, they will be definitely returned. It's not permanent that they left the planet. They will come back to Earth.
Commander,
Gadico,
when you asked that question, he tapped yes.
yes, he did. Oh, about coming back to Earth?
Yes, I heard that.
Okay. Yes, so Gadico has just tapped, and Gadico just, if I'm going to be quiet for a minute so people can hear the tap to confirm what I'm saying. The people that were on Flight 370, when they are completed in learning things, they're learning so many things. They are actually very, very happy. The people that are there, they know they're coming back home to Earth at some point, but they're really learning very important things that they will bring back to planet Earth at some point. Did everyone just hear the tap? Make sure you're listening to what's happening here. I have a tendency to talk because I do a talk show, so I'm going to try to get myself not to talk as much.
They heard one tap.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying yes. Yes, they heard
Yeah.
one tap.
Yeah. It's hard not to do a talk show and not talk, but I'm trying to learn not to. That's sort of like that's a weird thing to say, but it's true. Could you imagine me being on my radio show Sunday morning and not saying a word?
Sitting in silence, listen to nothing, people. You can hear it. Gotta go.
Listening to nothing. I could play space music the whole show, and then I wouldn't be talking.
This is true. Well, I don't know. Gotta go makes me listen to
How are
space
you? Thank
music.
you. Yeah. You know, my consciousness is so activated to the point where God knows this. I operate in a very different consciousness. I operate in human consciousness. Like today, I operate in human consciousness when I'm talking to people about what they think is important. But when I'm not working in a regular world, I can switch over to my consciousness here, which is in my Ashtar Command consciousness, which is my Christ consciousness, which is the ultimate consciousness of what I understand. You know, Gattaca just tapped. He knows that I operate in multidimensional consciousness. That's why I'm able to give you answers. I have no doubts in the things I say because I understand everything that comes into my frequency from my understandings to share with you. You see, that's why I came to Earth. I came here to learn about Earth. I've learned a lot about this planet as friends of fairies. Many of you have learned a lot about Earth. Many of you have. It's, go ahead. I know you want to say something. Go ahead, friends.
Oh, I was just agreeing with you. I
Oh.
just I think that, the star seeds that have come down here and the ones that are here, I think we're all meant to do something. I believe that we're meant to start
Mm-hmm.
sharing love with each other and start
Mm-hmm.
helping others open up and start realizing that things are happening, and to start
Mm-hmm.
helping other people, up their vibrations and
Mm.
up their frequencies. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that doing it in the Christed light there, and making sure that everybody's doing it in the safest way possible,
Mm.
making sure
The
that
other
we're
thing, yeah, it has to be safe in order to understand things. I think you're very right about the safeness, the safetiness of people. Um, someone was asking me, Hey, Commander, can you ask Godico, does a civilization exist in the center of Earth? Well, I can tell you the hollow Earth, and I'll let Godico speak if he wishes to, or tap whenever he wants to do. But in the center of our planet, what you call planet Earth, people have been, and I've stated this in my education here on my show, that we were brought up to believe that the planet was a solid core of rock, right? That's what we always were told. In science class, the Earth is a solid core of rock. That's what it is. But in truth, that's not true. The Earth has a center, what you call a hollow Earth, which is the inner Earth. We call it the inner Earth. There's the outer Earth, which is what you're living on, and then there's the inner Earth within the Earth, which is also operating, believe it or not, in a very high frequency, very different frequency. So in the inner Earth, there are many, many spiritual beings of light that are very advanced spiritually and technically that live within the Earth, and that's called the hollow Earth. So your planet Earth is both a surface planet of life and an inner Earth, which is the higher frequencies of vibrational patterns that are within the planet. Now, for some people say, how could the vibrational patterns be higher on the inner Earth? Well, they just are. That's just the way it is. That's why you have people that come out of, there are ships that come out of the oceans, that come out of the entrances to the inner Earth in two different areas of the planet. There are main entrances that go in there, and the ships go in there, and the different galactic beings go in and out of the Earth all the time through what we call the inner Earth openings. Godico is just confirming. I'll let Godico. I've been talking, so I want people to hear Godico. So Godico, am I correct in that what I am saying just now? Okay. I want to give him a chance to tap because I talk too much. And that's funny for me to say it again. I'm being very conscious. I'm being very conscious of myself tonight for some reason. But yes. Let me see here. Someone had a question about Antarctica. I'll let Godico answer some of that maybe. So let me, Godico, if you want to speak about Antarctica, it seems like the energy frequency you're able to tap. So I'm thinking you can actually speak as well, maybe, hopefully, on that question. I'll give him the option of speaking. If you can speak on Antarctica, can you tell us what you understand about Antarctica?
Sorry, my dog is still sniffing.
That's okay.
I'm not hearing his voice, Commander.
No, he's not saying anything. Maybe he should. Maybe it's harder to speak and it's easier to tap through the frequency. Godico, is it easier to tap for people to answer the question and that you're not able to get through with speaking on a verbal level? One tap for yes, two taps for no. Did you hear one tap?
Yeah, I heard one tap.
Yeah, it's easier for him to do this right now. I'll say this: in the future, will we be able to have you speak through the phone and not have to tap? One tap for yes, two taps for no. He's saying yes. In the future, whatever that means, hopefully soon, at some point he'll be able to speak through the phone, and you'll be able to ask questions. Okay. So I'll try to answer the Antarctica question. I'll give you what I understand, and then Godico can say whether I'm correct or not. So if anyone has any questions about Antarctica, please ask me, and I will actually confirm my answer with Godico. Okay? Someone had a question about Antarctica. Please ask me the question and I'll try to answer it. I think Lacey had a question. Somebody had a question about Antarctica just before.
I think someone also wanted to know if the moon was hollow.
Was the moon hollow? Let's see. Have we had that question provided to us before? Well, I've talked about the moon, so I'll let Gadico. It's actually Queen of the Stars. Oh, Queen of the Stars, Gadico wants to know if you're fooling around with her stuff in her house, or was it like Queen of the Stars? Can you express? Is it like electronic equipment, or what are you talking about? Can you explain? Oh, your camera fell down. That's kind of. I don't think that would be Gadico. Gadico, you didn't have her camera fall down, did you? He says no. Queen of Stars. He didn't do that. No, he didn't do that. The question from Lacey is being. Oh no, the question from Lacey is, and I've answered this I think in the past on my radio show in the last 21 years. I'll tell you what I've stated, and I'll let Gadico answer yes or no too. The pyramids were not built by slaves. That's the misinformation on the planet. The pyramids were built with the guidance of galactic space people. There was what they call, let me get the right words here, levitation. There was technologies used to put the stones in place by advanced mechanisms, and that's how the pyramids were built. The misinformation about the pyramids, and let me just close my eyes for a moment here. The misinformation was that it was built by hundreds of slaves. That's not true. That's the biggest lie that people have been taught about ancient history. Gadico, am I correct on this? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no.
Oh, I heard talking.
I love you too.
Oh.
I tell it to my daughter. She just said, I love you.
Okay.
You just heard talking?
Yeah, I heard talking, but then you clarified it and said it was your daughter.
Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
there
my
was a
daughter.
voice coming through.
No, that was my daughter. Waco, thank you for subscribing. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. So, Gadico, I was just stating that the pyramids were built by our star family before we were ever born here on Earth. 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. Okay. So, Gadico has confirmed everything I said verbally is correct regarding the pyramids. The ancient pyramids in Egypt were not built by slaves. You're getting this directly from Gadico and the people on the spaceship. You're not getting it from history books. You're not getting it from documentaries on TV, Ancient Aliens on TV, the TV show. You're getting it directly on here. All right. You're getting this directly on here. Okay.
I mean, it would, I mean, that would really make sense because, you think of, I mean, just think about it. They didn't have the technology back then to move those great stones. And, they have their theories and thoughts about it, but really, I mean, those stones were way too big for human beings to be moving. So it makes sense that there was, because with all the hieroglyphics and stuff like that they have of all these ancient aliens, it makes sense that they would have been there helping build these things, or with their guidance building these things, you know.
I think it's Alalu. I think I'm pronouncing it. Alalu. What's your question? Go ahead. So we're taking questions for Gadico here. The information also that I'm providing, believe me, I'm trying to give you accurate verbal information. and I think Gatico's helped me out a little bit. But
Thank you, Dustin.
also, yeah, thank you. I just I'm giving you as clear verbal information off planet about this planet. So if you have questions, please ask us, and I'll give you accurate information here. I don't channel anything. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have cards flipping around in my hand. We're actually, my friend Gatico, our co-host on the spaceship, is, oh, that's interesting. I'll take all your questions, friends and Furry. If you see a question I'm not seeing, please let me know. I don't want to miss questions here with people.
Okay, so we have Honey asked, will the people taken be aged or remain the age at which they were taken or which they left? So I'll let you take that,
Will the
Commander.
people?
They want to know if they'll be brought back at the same age that they left. Now, are you
Okay,
asking
so are you asking that question pertaining to
the flight?
when what people leave? You're talking about. Can you explain the time frame of what you're talking about, Ashley? I think who's asking the question?
Actually, it was Honey McReynolds.
Honey. Oh yeah, Honey McReynolds. Are you asking, Honey, whether? Let's put it this way. Are you asking, like, when we do our thing in April and go on the spaceship,
Or
will
are
we
you
come
asking
back?
about the flight?
Are you asking about, the flight? Oh, you're asking about the flight. Honey McReynolds is asking Godico about the flight. When the people come back, will they be the same age, Earth age, that they were when they left and when they were taken to the big spaceship into the other dimension, or will they be younger when they come back, or will they be the same age when they come back? Will their age change? I think that's the question. One tap for yes, two taps for no. Their age will not change.
Which makes
The age
sense
will,
because
yeah, their
Godico
age will
has
not
said
change.
several times that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Oh, you're
Godico
right.
has said many times that time is not the same. He's even stated that over my Alexa app. The commander at one point was having a show, and I was at work, and my Alexa app at home, because for some reason he likes to utilize my technology, but
Yeah, he does.
my Alexa app at home went off. It kind of startled my daughter because she didn't know what was going on, but the what came across, I guess the commander had been asking questions, and what came across my Alexa app was that it said time, not the same. And it was
Hmm.
referred to a question that the commander had asked. So Godico had confirmed whatever question it was because he was asking about time, and that time is not the same for them. Time is definitely not the same because these beings are literally hundreds of years old and they still look, young. So, I think that answers the question. If they're taking these people, like whatever time frame that they're in, when they're returned, they're probably going to be the same age.
Mm. Oh yeah, definitely. I hear. If you listen, you hear that sound?
Oh yeah, yep, yep, I hear that.
Godico, is this that the sound of your spaceship? Godico, one tap for yes, two taps for no. Okay. Did anyone here just hear the one tap? Please respond. Godico, I think your ship is pretty. I'm not saying your ship is on top of my house because that's not happening, but your ship is pretty close, correct? One tap for yes. Godico's spaceship is coordinates are
He's close to you,
centered.
Commander.
He's
He's
very close.
stating that
The
every time
spaceship is
he's
very
close.
big, and it is close to my location. Spaceship is close to my location.
He's pretty much
Ashley, what was your?
wherever the commander's at. That's where Godico is. He's around the commander's area completely. He's been saying that for months now. So I think that
Yes,
they're parked above by wherever the commander's area is, just to they're waiting for other beings to come down. Um,
it's
is what
interesting you said that. I think you're correct about that. Other star people. Ashley, what was your question? I'll make sure yeah. Ashley, give me your question. And then we'll go to Christopher.
Katago's messing with my phone. He's making the questions like bob up and down. It looks like
Yeah, his ship's
it kind of looks like he's reading the questions because I'm not touching my phone and it looks like he's scrolling through my questions.
he probably is.
I think he's reading the questions. It's funny.
If you're not watching this show, people, on TikTok, and you're like all over the place, this is where you want to be. Do you really want to go and watch people jumping up and down on a trampoline, hitting their head against the ceiling, or something crazy like that? Or do you want to watch a real show? But, it's a free will universe. You people out there, wherever you are, scanning TikTok.
Christopher, what's your question? Oh,
Well, he's tapping a lot. What was the question?
He stopped on Kit Kat's question, or Kit Kat said, "Hi, gotta go," and it like dead stopped right there, and then I heard tapping. That's funny. I guess gotta go saying hi to you, Kit Kat.
Kit Kat, Gadico said hi to you. I say,
He
that
stopped on your
tapping.
question. I'm not touching my phone. He's scrolling away here.
And Ashley, what's your question? We'll try to have Gadico answer it. And we are taking questions from my friend in the spaceship.
Any spaceships in Florida? Is that what you're asking?
And did you see my? Okay, there's a lot of questions here.
Oh yeah. D Money, are you asking if there's any spaceships in Florida?
Well, Florida's a big state on Earth. So if you're asking Gadico are any spaceships in Florida, you're depending where you are in Florida, you're in what they call the Bermuda Triangle. That is a very big galactic doorway, believe it or not, where many of the galactic spaceships come in and out. Also within the Atlantic Ocean, where you are, and I'll let Gadico answer this question as well, there are entrances into the inner Earth or deep areas of the ocean there off the coast of Florida, where there are entrances into space bases. I would say, what's the word I want to use here? There is maybe Gadico, if you was, I'm going to ask him the question. I think I'm trying to correlate the answer. There are actual openings for the galactics to come in through what is called the Bermuda Triangle. Are you in the area, D-Money, where the Bermuda Triangle is, to the southeastern part of Florida? Yes.
Yes,
So yes. So I will verbally say yes. There are many, many spaceships that come and go, and there'll be many more as we get into amping up frequency on the planet. You will see many more sightings of craft in that region. Gadico, correct? One tap for yes, two taps for no. You heard that tap. That was a pretty strong tap, D-Money. So Gadico states also what I'm saying is actually true.
Yeah, Gadico's been saying that there's going to be a lot of different Christed beings of light that are going to be coming down. They're coming to help. And Gadico has been here for a while, but they're waiting for these other ships to come.
Yeah.
So
there are many ships from the Galactic Fleet's people that are coming, and it's going to be way different soon. I think people need to really focus. What I'm happening in my consciousness now, what's changing in my consciousness when I do this show, is that because of the questions you're asking, I have been amped up in my consciousness to give you accurate answers verbally. Because Gadico's here with me on the ship, we're able to converse with each other and I'm able to make sure my information is accurate with him with a tap for yes or two for no. I try to give you accurate information on the planet, and so understand that this show is now truly disclosure. This is where disclosure is happening. It's not going to happen in the Pentagon. You don't have to wait for another congressional hearing. You're right here talking with me and with my star family on the spaceship Godico and the people on the spaceship. So you're getting direct information on this show. And I hope you let people know we're here, that we're using TikTok, this Earth-based technology, and we are communicating with the people of Earth directly. And we are taking your questions. Can everyone hold their comments for just a second so I can post mine? Ashley, please post your comment, your question again. I want to get back to Ashley and have her question. So we're going to wait for Ashley's question. We want to get to 100,000 followers now, before spring, and 100,000 likes by 1 a.m. Eastern. So we're waiting for Ashley's question. I'm going to focus on Ashley. Freedom, thank you.
Thank you for the gifts, everybody.
Yeah, we appreciate the gifts very much. M-class solar flares happening now. Interesting. But Ashley, what's your question? We're waiting for Ashley's question. Thank you, Kit Kat, for sending that to Friends and Furries.
Thank you, Kit Kat.
Thank you for the hand heart. Thank you. I just posted it for the 5th. You know what? Your question's not being seen. You're posting it, and I don't see it. Does anyone see her question? I'm going to go back. Oh, I heard you say, can everyone hold their comments for a second? When you're posting your question, there's no question there. That's really weird. Thank you, honey.
That's so pretty.
Thank you. I don't know why we're not seeing your question. Godico, can you see her question? I don't see anything. 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no.
I keep seeing, do you see my question? But
I don't see any question.
But my phone keeps scrolling back down. Godico won't let me have control of my phone.
Oh, she's asking Lisa. Lisa's saying, are they okay? So your question, Ashley, the space people using a time warp? Can you explain? Like, you mean like, are they time warp? Are they asking if they're warping time, like going past time, out of time? Is that what you're asking? Okay. She's not asking about a time warp. I can see you saying no, Ashley. I see everything you're saying, except when you ask your question, it's really weird. It's not even showing up. It's not showing up. I don't understand.
Did anybody see Ashley's question?
Yeah, because I haven't seen Ashley's. I think I follow Friends with Fairies, so I will message it. She's going to message the question to you, Friends with Fairies.
Okay.
No one's saying the question, and we are trying to look for it. That's pretty strange. Yeah, I think it's a very interesting question if I can hear it, if I can see it. No one's seeing it, and I'm very conscious of everybody on here, so I don't see anything. But when you don't ask that question, and you just talk and say, do you see it? I can hear you. I can see your sentences. That's strange.
No, who was asking this?
It must be a really great question. I want to know what the question is.
I'm waiting for the message. Hang on.
Friends and Furries is waiting for the message of your question. When she gets the question in her messaging, she'll repeat the question. I hope she's able to get it, because now I'm really interested to know what it is. You know what? Let me see if I can bring her on live. Let me see if Ashley's able to come on here. Let's see here. Where is Ashley? Here she is. You know, Ashley, I'm bringing you on. Ashley, I want you to turn your privacy off on your TikTok. No one can follow you. You have it set so I can't follow you. I want you to change your setting, Ashley. Change your setting, and then you can ask the question on the show. This is Encounters. This is CmdrAleon, a contactee from the early 60s, also from Mars, working with the Astro-Galactic Command. Also a contactee, again, with Godico from the star system Sirius on the spaceship that is close to my location here in Connecticut, but they're up in space. Change your setting, Ashley, change your setting so that people can follow you, and I think I'll be able to bring you on as a guest. Your setting is set to privacy. You need to change your setting.
Yeah, that is weird. I am I am not seeing her question anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it at all.
Godico keeps pulling my phone down. He's
says
trying to look at the new questions. He's
yeah.
pushing through.
Ashley, don't be nervous. You're amongst family here on the show. Don't be nervous.
Just send me the question, Ashley.
Send her the question, Ashley. I want to know what the question is now. Now you've got me like wanting to know. Do we have any new info on 3 stars in the Orion's belt? I didn't even know there were 3 new stars or anything in the Orion's belt, so I have no information, Remney.
Whoever's asking that, probably not stars. It's probably ships sitting there waiting.
Yeah, it could be ships. So let's ask that question to Godico, and I'll let him answer that question whether yes or no. Remy M., do we have any new info on 3 stars in Orion's belt? I don't know. This person's asking Godico about 3 stars in the Orion's belt. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know.
I still haven't received a question from Ashley.
Kay is saying, as we're waiting for Ashley's question, if they are traveling the speed of light and they are within our sun range, they are 9 minutes behind. Are you asking that as a question, Kay, or are you making that as a comment? Hey, H-Wags, good to see you. We're Friends of Freddy and I are reading all your questions for Godico. I thought I heard a voice.
Yeah, I did too.
Godico, were you trying to speak? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no?
I heard a tap.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me try to get Ashley. I think she's gonna. Okay, okay, we're gonna bring Ashley on directly. Thank God, really. I mean that sincerely. Hey, Ashley, welcome to the show.
Hi,
Ashley.
Can you hear me?
We're so happy to have you on here. You wouldn't believe it.
Oh, I know this is my first live, so I'm nervous, but it's a quick question.
Don't be so quick. Take your time. Take a deep breath. Godico's here. My friend Godico's on the spaceship, and he'll answer the question.
Okay, my question was, can anyone on his planet travel space, or just what like we call astronauts on his planet travel in space?
Okay, so your question is, can anyone from his planet travel in space?
Yeah, like, you know how we just can't travel in space. I wondered if it was the same on his planet, or if anybody can travel space in a spaceship from his planet, or just what we call astronauts here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm going to let him answer that in the question. I'm going to answer your question, and then I'm going to let Godico tap on the answer.
Okay.
So from where they come from, Ashley, they are operating with spaceships that are way more beyond Earth-based primitive technology. Now, Earth technology, we have before we had our DoD contact many months ago last year, acknowledged that we have traveled with reverse engineered technology to go towards Jupiter and back in 25 minutes. So we have secretly been doing that. But in terms of their planetary system, they are operating in very advanced spaceships that are beyond any Earth-based technology. So that's the first thing I will say. And if your question was, do they travel? Are they other people on their planet able to travel off planet too? Correct? Am I incorrect or that or correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, let's make sure I'm just consciously wrapping my mind into your question. So, Gattaco, you're able to travel anywhere in the universe. One tap for yes, two taps for no. Ask you to hear the tap.
Yes, for yes. Yep.
That's confirmation that my verbal answer is yes. So Gattaco is able to utilize me as his friend to verbally speak for him. I don't like to have to speak for other people, but in this case, until he's able to come through and speak on the ship verbally, I am happy to help him. And then I just go back to him for confirmation.
Whoa, I heard that.
What did you hear?
Yeah, I heard a voice or something come across.
Yeah. I know that, hey, John, good to see you. I know that he's trying to speak. So if he does speak and he's able to get the frequencies through from the higher frequencies where they are, I will be quiet and let him speak if he's able to speak. And when Gattaco does speak in his normal voice, it is not mechanical. They were using a translator when early on through the radio frequencies, but we're trying to gradually get to the point where you'll be able to hear Gattaco speak like we speak in their own voice, and they have their own language on their planet just like we do on Earth. But he's also learned to speak English. Linda, what was your question? We have another person. Linda, can you repeat your question for my friend Gattaco? And we'll try to be conscious of everybody's questions. Again, understand that right here on social media, Gattaco is on a spaceship near my coordinates here on the planet. He's way above in the atmosphere, but very.
I see it. It's Commander, can you ask Gattaco if my encounters in the 1970s was part of his family?
What was the question?
Are you smoking?
Who, me?
Ashley?
Yes, I'm sorry, I just did.
Okay,
Real
okay,
quick,
that's
sorry.
what I was hearing. No, I just wanted to clarify what I was hearing. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't Gattaco coming across because sometimes he likes to interrupt with sounds and voices, and I just wanted to make sure that that was you and not
Oh yeah,
Gattaco coming
I
across.
know. I totally hear that. Yeah, I
Mm.
just yeah. It
It's
was.
okay.
I didn't think it would be so loud. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. You're fine.
No
I
problem.
just wanted to
So,
clarify it.
and Friends of Prairies is helping very much. So, what was her question?
They wanted to know if in the 1970s, if the encounter that they had was part of Gattaco's family.
I would have to know more about the encounter. Who was the person asking that?
Linda Martinez. I don't know
Martinez?
her last name.
Okay, we're going to bring her on to ask the question. Linda, accept my request to come on live, and I want you to verbally ask the question. And then, so I just invited you to come on here as a guest. You can ask Gattaco the question directly through the show. Don't be nervous. She's coming on. That's good.
Commander, I have to go real quick to drive
Okay,
home.
Ashley.
But
No
just
problem.
like
Thanks for you.
further into my question though, I was more like what we would call citizens on our planet, like citizens on his planet. Are they all able to travel, or just like what we call
Oh,
astronauts on our planet?
Okay, so you want to know if it's open to everyone on their
Yeah,
planet to travel in space.
yeah.
Gatico, can everybody go on a large ship if they wish to travel? Hold on, Linda, hold on. Let me put you on mute for a second. Gatico, Ashley's question is, if I was just living on your planet and I said, hey, I'd like to go on the ship today, wherever we're going, can we go there? And we have like 40 people that want to go. Can we go on your ship and do that? One tap for yes, two taps for no. Did you hear that, Ashley?
Yeah, cool. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I've been
You're
wondering that.
welcome. All
All
right.
right,
Well,
well,
I
thank you.
appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm gonna drive home and listen to you and get right back on.
Okay, but be safe
All
when you're
right, bye.
driving.
Be careful.
All right, take care.
Bye.
And now, Linda Martinez, welcome to Encounters. I'm CmdrAleon, the host of the show, also with NPR's Pacifica radio program, Ashtar Command Radio, for 21 years. I'm also with the Ashtar Command for people just coming in here. So I work on a different level of consciousness than just my human consciousness, which I also have. Linda, welcome to the show. And we have Friends with Furries here with me co-hosting. So Linda, can you ask you a question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me, Commander, and thank you, Friends and Fairies.
You're very welcome.
Yes, I did have, I believe, an encounter, and they wanted to take me on their ship, and I refused. I was very scared. I'm kind of nervous right now because I had a conversation with these beings, and they were saying, we just want to, check you out, kind of like to see what your body is made out of.
Ooh, what do these beings look like? I can tell you, it doesn't sound like that would be higher frequency beings. What did they look like?
They were blue.
They were blue.
They were
How
blue,
tall were they?
very tall.
And did they look? Were there men and women, or just any specific sex differences with them?
I believe they were men.
They were men. Okay. Did they look similar to us?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. That's why I was very
Sorry, that was me.
scared. Like I didn't never seen anything like that, and it scared me, and the fact that they were trying to like abduct me to,
Yeah, that's not good. If they were trying to abduct you, that's not good. We're starting to get some echoing here. The energy frequencies are really amped up here. As anybody, just to let you know, in general, this will happen on our show. Like I said, the frequencies are very amped up here right now. Yeah, that's not that. Whenever I hear that type of story, I can tell you, no matter what the color of their skin is or what they are, if they're doing that, that's against the universal laws of the galactic levels of light. They're not supposed to do that.
They're not supposed to interfere with human.
Nope, not like that. No,
humankind like that.
Exactly.
That's not correct. They shouldn't be doing that.
And I refused it right away. I was like, no, we'll bring you back. I'm like, no, I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well then they left me alone after that. That was, yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
Well, it was important to hear that question. Well, they didn't force you to go, so that's good. I don't know. I'm not reading their energy enough. I don't know if Gatico could answer that. I really prefer, because it's such a tough situation for me to answer that question, because of the situation of what I've heard stories before my show of people being abducted and forced. That's a different level of energy that we just don't, that's not agreeable. But I don't know, based on what you're telling me, let me ask you a question. Did they harm you at all?
No, not at all, because away, I refused. I was like, I'm not going to go. And I, just shut myself out of, trying to communicate with them. I was like, don't bother me again. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, it's good that it's funny, as you're on here, there's vibrational things happening through your phone, but I can tell you, all I can tell you is, and I can't speak for Gatico, it's not for me to do that. But I don't know, and it's very unusual for me not to have an answer, because they didn't force you to do anything. I don't know where they're at. I don't know what their purpose was. I don't know what they were trying to do.
Right.
And I don't know how I
That's
don't know if Godico can answer that question.
yeah. Was it a different dimension I was going into? Could it have been that?
Well, I don't know. I don't like to speculate. I try to stay away from speculating. I don't. I find it interesting, very interesting. I just don't know how to answer the question. That's really kind of stumped me, that one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer it.
Encounters of people like you know, being abducted forcefully, or was it willingly?
Well, that's a question. I'll ask Godico. Godico, were these beings there to forcefully take her, or are you asking if they were forcing you to take you, or voluntarily asking you to take you? Is that your question?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll put that question to Godico. That is more specific. So,
Uh-huh.
Godico, were these blue beings trying to force her to go with them, or were they just
Commander, a
what?
voice just came across and said no.
Really?
They weren't there to force her. I heard that voice come across. When you
I
were
know it
talking, it
was,
came across over your voice and said no.
yeah. I know it wasn't
Okay.
forceful because
They weren't
I
trying to
said
force
no
her.
and that was it. Yeah.
Okay, so Godico, did you just speak and say no when I was speaking?
No.
No, I'm asking Godico to say this. Godico, were you just answering the question when I was speaking? Yeah, he hit one tap for yes. So evidently, my voice pattern, he was able to come through on my phone and answer the question. So, okay.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. That clarifies the answer for me because I didn't know how to answer that question. Thank you, Godico. Like I say, I don't know the answers. So,
Yeah, that was a pretty strong no that they weren't trying to force her.
Yeah.
So
Definitely not, because like I said, you know, telepathically I said I'm not going and they left me alone.
yeah. Well, to me,
sometimes when
that to
we're
me,
startled, our mind gets us in that fearful state, and
mhm,
we automatically want to say no, 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 but according to Gotico, they weren't there to force you.
no.
That's probably why they left you alone, because you were so strong about the no.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they respected you.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You're very welcome.
All right. Have a great evening.
You too.
Thanks.
Okay. So now Larry Godico is still here. He's not going anywhere. I don't know what you're hearing, but he's still here with us. We will go. Marty,
Are they running tests on us, or are they teaching us?
what's that?
That's
Where's
from
that question?
Alex.
Okay.
Or
When
no,
you say
not
they,
Alex.
Alex,
I can't. I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses on.
I'm trying to figure the question here. I'm missing some questions. I'm going to go backwards here.
Ella Alu. Am I saying that right?
Oh yeah. USAP. Then how is it? Okay. I'm not sure. There's so many questions here. Okay. Alex says, can anyone ask a question, or does Commander have to say the question for Godico to respond? Alex, anyone can ask a question, but I have to repeat the question. Even if Godico's looking on the screen at the questions, I need to verbally repeat it, because unless he decides to speak, I need to repeat. I need to let him. I need to repeat the question, just so I need to do that for everybody, so they know that I'm asking a question from a specific person.
Yeah, because there are a lot of questions on here.
Yeah. Lacey, thank you for being here. Have a good night. Have a good night, Lacey. Mystical Portal, welcome. And we're trying to get to as many questions from people here around the planet. And if you're just new to the show, my friend Godico is from the star system Sirius. He's on a spaceship, and we are actually directly communicating. There's no channeling here. There's no fake audio sounds coming through here. We don't have crystal balls or cards throwing up in the air. This that you're hearing on this show, everything we do here is real. I've been on radio for over 21 years. I'm a contactee since I was a kid. I came from Mars into human form, and I worked with the Ashtar Galactic Command even before there was any internet regarding it. So I've been very much involved in this pretty much all my life. Even when I was a kid, I had that's when my experiences all started. So everything I do here, my background's in media. I utilize the Earth-based media to do what I need to do, and we're using the TikTok technology here to do this show. We've been doing it for over a year now, and we just started having direct contact with Gotico over almost 2 months, almost about 2 months. So we're taking your questions. Friends of Fairies and myself are here, and if you have any questions, we'll try to answer them. Or we'll have Gotico answer it, and we'll try to, if he verbally speaks, we'll definitely do that. Cards are up in the air. Sounds hilarious. Yes. Hey, Maddie. Nick says, even you travel with the speed of light. You need, no. So from a human 3D scientific understanding, if you had a ship on Earth, it would take you forever to get somewhere. So, Nick, you have to think outside of the 3D science. We're talking with my space brother, and their spaceships can travel in a nanosecond from one place to the other. They don't have to spend 16.3 years to get to another planet. You can probably forget about it on planet Earth. But other beings that are from other planets, if you watch the show, Nick, you're going to find out that your mind is going to be blown away by my space brother on the spaceship, because they can travel anywhere they wish to, not based on your perceptions of what you've understood, based on what you understand. You're basing that on Earth-based limited science, which is 3D science. 3D science is limited to keep us understanding that we can't get somewhere. And of course, we can't get there because we don't have the advanced ability to understand what our space brothers understand. So it's a good comment, but it's good only because I can tell you that doesn't stand true for people from other planets. They can travel way beyond any specific level within seconds, within minutes.
Now, Remy M is asking, are they using thought technology?
Are they using thought technology? And also, Patricia Perkins, I see you there as well. We'll get to your question in a minute. Are they using thought technology? Gotico tap twice. No.
No.
They're not using thought technology. Can we hear him speak? Patricia Perkins is saying, you're asking Gotico if he can speak. He spoke a little bit when he could get through the frequency. So Patricia's saying, Gotico, can we hear you speak? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. Friends, did you hear anything?
I heard several taps, and I heard 1 tap, then I heard 2 taps. So I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Saying.
I'm not sure how I don't think. Yeah,
I think
I don't know.
Right now with the frequency.
Yeah. Secret says, I was able to physically communicate with an orb ship, and it was the craziest thing. Oh, interesting. Remy M says the ETs are communicating with us through space and time through methods of thought technology. Oh, that was the one where it's not through thought technology. We just answered that question.
Oh, Ashley just asked a question. Does Gotico's planet have natural disasters?
That's an interesting question. Gotico, does your planetary system have natural disasters? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. He says yes. They do, Ashley. Lovola says, are we the most behind in technology of all the people in the universe? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. No. He's tapping. Yeah, he said no. When we're no, there are other planets similar to us. Lovola. Some, yeah.
Will they
Dawn says,
oh, there's another question. Will they come in glowing orbs?
we come in glowing orbs. Are they asking if the ships will come in glowing orbs? Is that the question?
That's what the question was, yeah.
Okay, so let me answer that, and then I'll let Godico answer it. There are many different types of spaceships for many different planetary systems. Some ships will be as big as what you call an orb, a circular orb type craft. Others will not be. Others will be definitely different. All the spaceships from other planets are very different. They're all different shapes, sizes. There's not one specific way of looking at it. So there are what you call large orb radiant ships, and there are other ships that are not like that. Godico, on that
Yeah, I mean,
question,
I can personally say that I myself in the area that I live, there have been several motherships coming through of
yeah.
different kinds, different
Mm-hmm.
shapes, different styles, which I'm assuming are different species coming through, getting ready also for whatever is going to be coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
because they're saying that they're going to be doing a large contact. They're done with, you know, us being controlled, and they're done with the nonsense, and they're coming to help. So
Oh, here's an interesting question. Aliena says, Godico, I don't. So on Earth, I know where that question is coming from, because on Earth we have these people that think they run the planet in different countries. We have what we call presidents and leaders and so forth. Godico, in your planetary system, do you have what you call a leader of all the people, or is there just everybody equally, communally involved? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no.
I think you asked two questions there, Commander.
Is that 2 questions?
Yeah, maybe ask one.
Okay. Do
Maybe
you
ask if
have,
everybody's
yeah,
equal.
do you have any leaders? Is there a leader of your world? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. Is that the question? Yeah, he did tap once. There is a leader. There is a leader for their world. I don't think my perception of reality is that the leader of their world is not the same as the leaders of our planet, which are more 3D related.
I heard that. He agreed with you.
And if you're wanting to ask a question, please do. My friend Godico is on the ship, and we are taking your questions. Both Godico, myself, and even Friends with Furry will answer some of them too. We're all 3 of us able to answer your questions.
Are you angels? Are you angels? There are angel-like beings. Actually, my first encounter was at the age of 6, and it was with an angel-like being. So yes, there are angel-like beings, but
Yeah.
it was a very, very high vibrational light being, and
Yeah, and in terms of
I was actually brought into their ship.
yeah, and the angelic planetary systems on Earth, you have a 3D understanding of what angels are from a religious perspective. Throw that out the window.
Yeah.
The angelic levels, my dear friend Ashtar Athena many years ago said to me that the angelic planets, there are planets of the angelic planetary worlds that are very much alive and well with angelic beings living on planets. So our perceptions of angels is from 3D religions, which is a misunderstanding of the galactic understanding of the angelic levels of consciousness. They are also in angelic planetary systems that are beyond Earth. I've never talked about this before, but based on your question, you know, this one universal love says, Godico, can humans breathe? I think you're asking, is the planet you come from habitable to humans, like people from Earth? He said he tapped twice, no. That I guess and I will ask this question: is there oxygen on your planetary system? One tap for yes, two taps for no. Francis said one tap,
I heard two.
two. So there's not oxygen on their planet. So yeah, so we would not be able to breathe on their planet. Deborah, what's your question?
I wonder if they have the technology to make oxygen for like when humans do go visit them.
Oh, friends, that's a good question. Can you, if I were, when we go on your ship, if we were to visit your planet, do we have to wear a space outfit of some sort? He says yes. So they have a space outfit we would wear to be able to breathe on their planet. But in terms of like if we were just to go on their planet, we wouldn't be able to breathe their atmosphere. It's different.
Elu, are you asking if there's lycrans, or are you asking are there lycran like beings? I'm not sure what you're asking. If you're asking about Earth-based lycrans, those are lower vibrational beings, and yes, there are.
And we're going to take this other person out here who's saying, do not deceive humanity. So before I take them out, I think it's Oricas. Oricas, I want to let you know you're now muted. We're going to take that human out of our thing. Don't mute the person, just block them. See, we have good moderators here on our show. So, and we are here live tonight. We're at 40,000. I'd like to get to 100,000 by sometime after 1 a.m. in the morning. We can do it I think if everybody taps, we can get up to 100,000 tonight. So we need everybody to tap. I need every single person in here, not just to watch, sit and look at the screen, but tap. I want to get everybody tapping.
Now, Tom had a
go ahead.
question. I'm sorry about that. This is a pretty important one. They're asking if do they probe humans if they took them? Now, the ones that do that are very low vibrational beings, or ones that are basically in cahoots with the government. Those are not ones that are going to be coming down. That is not Guidico or any of the higher vibrational beings. They don't do that.
Right. And Agatico he is part of what I call the Ashtar Galactic Command. We've gone to school together off planet before I came to Earth. I've always worked on Mars with the command. I've worked now on Earth with the command. So there's a difference in frequencies. Those beings, as Friends with Furries eloquently stated, those types of beings are lower frequency beings that have done that. They do work in cahoots with the government. The Ashtar Command met with the Earth-based government years ago and rejected our willingness to assist the planet less than 70 years ago. They met in a desert area out west, and they had a choice to make, and the governments made a choice to want technology versus spiritual understanding, and therefore they made the wrong choice.
Oh, here's a Bigfoot question. Is Bigfoot an Earth-based being or not? Bigfoot is an Earth-based being, but the Bigfoot beings do work with the higher vibrational beings that are coming to the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I actually myself have a Bigfoot that I'm very good friends with. His name is Pumpkin, and his father is actually in working with the ships that have been coming and starting to settle and waiting for the other ships to come.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question is yes, but Bigfoot
Mhm.
is an Earth-based being. They were brought here originally from space, but they have been for hundreds of years made Earth their home. So Earth
Hmm.
is their home. And they have lived here for a very long time alongside of us. So to answer your question, I hope that answers your question.
Hmm. And Friends with Fairies uh, in Vermont, she also is very connected with, she has contact, well, we call it Sasquatch or Bigfoot for lack of a better name, but understand a little bit that they're, even though they are standing upright and are very hairy beings, they also are very intelligent. And we have misunderstood what we're looking at because it's so different from us. We make judgment calls on them. And we shouldn't be doing that. That's why they tend to be hiding from humans on our planet, because we tend to be very aggressive, and they've had to just, they can travel interdimensionally on our planet. You can see them 1 minute and they're disappearing and they're gone. They have the ability to interdimensionally disappear.
They call it slipwalking. Is
Slipwalking.
Yeah, slipwalking. They have the capability of also changing shape and using portals to escape from humans. Humans have been hunting them for a very long time, which is why there is some aggression towards some humans. They're all not like that. Most of the time, you'll hear stories of them running and trying to hide from humans. And
Hmm.
only time they have been aggressive is when they're defending their families or their children,
Right.
or their clan. They have little clans, different clans, but they only do it in defense. And also, the smell that most people say that they smell, that's like a defense mechanism that the Bigfoot used, like a skunk would use, to deter a human from going in that area because they smell a rotten, stinky smell. It's like a defense mechanism that they can put out to keep a human from getting any closer.
Yeah.
And
And
most
that's
of
that's right. That's they don't normally smell. It's that when humans try to attack them or go after them, they're putting a defense mechanism around their field, and that's what they do.
yeah, because most of the time
So
people don't even know it until they're on top of them because they don't use that smell because they're hiding. But if they have to use the smell, they will. That's one way, or they'll start beating on trees or throwing things to scare
yeah,
people away. But that's mainly because there's children Bigfoot involved or babies, so they'll defend if they have to.
right. So Alala, let me answer that question from an Ashtar Command perspective, since I work with the Ashtar Command. The so-called, what you call draconians or reptilians, they have been forced out of this planet. There might be remnants of them here and there, but they are no longer allowed to interfere with Earth-based humanity. The planet is now in a very high frequency state. The reptilians and the draconians have no longer any ability to come to the planet. There are some that are still here, but understand, anything you see on the web or internet on Earth is misinformation. So we're going to give you some direct information. I'm going to speak from an Ashtar Command perspective in my galactic consciousness right now. I want you to know that they are no longer allowed on this planet. They have been sent back to their homeworlds, and they are no longer able to do the things they've been doing to human consciousness and the human beings on this planet Earth. Just to answer your question very directly. So that's my answer to your question. There's no outnumbered anything. They, wherever that's coming from, don't believe it. It's not true. That's my answer. Godico just tapped yes in confirmation of what I just said. And it's actually Ashtar Command, not Asgard. It's Ashtar, Lee. It's ASHTAR Command. Ashtar, ASHTAR. If you're having trouble pronunciating it, it's Ashtar Command, just so you know. Yes, that's correct. ASHTAR, absolutely correct. Or Ashtar Galactic Command, which is what I represent when I'm not on Earth.
Do they like to visit other countries? I see a lot of activity in Sweden. I'll let you answer that one, Commander.
Does Ashtar like to visit other countries, or are you talking about Godico and the Star People? Faith Finder of Small Things. Are any beings friendly? Yes. So I'm going to answer a lot of questions here. I'm going to try to answer that pretty quick. There are different types of space people. There are lower vibrational beings that are in a lower vibrational pattern. They might have ships, but they can only travel within the universe they're in. There are higher vibrational beings or Christed beings. They are able to travel in different dimensions, different frequencies. They are way beyond the other beings. They're part of a galactic Christ consciousness level. So, Faith Finder of Small Things, good question. I would tell you that 95% of the galactics are friendly. 5% of them are not necessarily not friendly. They're just a lower vibrational pattern, and they're not here specifically for the best purposes. They're there for self-motivated purposes. So to your question, there are Christed beings of light that are the ones that are operating in a higher frequency, so to speak, vibrational pattern. Then there are the ones that are not, and again, those were the ones that were doing all the things on Earth to people that were not, that were against universal galactic law. So does that answer your question?
Jenny, a lot of people are asking questions. Can you please ask your question again? Let's see. If we haven't answered your questions, please just keep asking because we're trying to get through them as quickly as we
Right.
can.
And there's a lot of questions popping up here from everybody.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show here every night on TikTok. Just for people just joining us.
Are any of the space people furry beings, or do the Bigfoot travel with them? The Bigfoot are mainly Earth-based. When they first came here hundreds of years ago, they were brought here as like basically bodyguards for certain space beings. Because humans were being aggressive, so they had brought them there, but the Bigfoot loved the humans and liked the earth so much that they decided to make this their home base. And so now they have been living on earth for a very, very long time, for the most part peacefully, and they were working with humans for a long time, along with the fairies for a long time, until they started, being aggressive with these beings, and, taking them and using them for, not good purposes, as, we humans like to take advantage of things. So they went underground, and started hiding from us. So I hope that answers your question. But they used to travel with the space people. But they don't anymore. They're Earth-based now.
And Deborah's saying, is the Tartarian civilization hidden from our history? I've been seeing a lot of stuff recently about Tartarians. Friends, do you know anything about that?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Tartarian beings, Tartarian civilization.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that either. Godico, have you heard of the Tartarians? He says yes. So I don't know. I'd have to study that to answer the question, and I don't have enough information I've been seeing videos about this, but I don't understand a lot about it. Supposedly they were here on Earth, and I think the Tartarians were kind of tall, but I don't know much about them, honestly.
I'm trying to find Jenny's question. A lot of questions.
Someone's saying, are you asking Deborah, were the Tartarians giants? Let me put it this way. I know about the giants. I can speak, if we're talking about Tartarians versus giants, it's the Tartarians. Are they giants? The giants still live on our planet, but they live inside our planet. They have entrances to come outside on the surface world. That's why people have had sightings of tall people on mountaintops and other places, and they say, what's going on here? I don't know how many giants live on our planet, but they do live on our planet, and they are alive and well. I just have never really focused much on them, but they do exist on our planet. You know, talking about giants?
They do. Most of them are in hibernation now until they're called upon. But yes, they are still here.
And Deborah, your question was about Tartarians, I believe. I just don't know enough about them. I'd have to study that.
Do they live in where?
Transcending many went into Earth will be coming out soon. So there's a truth to that. Many of the giant beings live within the inner Earth. Yes, they do.
Yes, that is true. They do. Some of them are actually, you would probably not even know that they were there, but a lot of them are in like a hibernation state. Some of them are still frozen, like into rock bases and things like that. They're in a hibernation state at this point. And that's coming from my fairies, and that's also I've visually seen them.
Right. We have somebody who wants to be a guest, has like a frog thing. The person with the frog thing, can you tell us what your question is? And I'm certainly open to bringing you on here. I just need to know what the question is in relation to the program. So if you'll just give us your question in writing, I can then know what to do in terms of bringing you up on the show. I'd love to do that. I feel the same people who did away with Tartarians did away with the giants. Are some of these mountains actually beings? Mountains aren't beings, but the beings live inside the mountains. There are entrances in mountains that go into the inner earth. I know Gadako is reading all the questions too.
Yeah, he's scrolling through my questions. I'm just sitting here watching. What he stops is the ones I'm answering.
Is he pushing? Is he playing with your phone on the screen?
Oh yes, he's scrolling through, and the ones he stops on, those are the ones I'm answering. I'm not touching my phone.
So I just want people to know Gadako is using Friends with Fairy's screen as she's seeing the questions. Gadako stops the question you have. If he finds the question interesting, he'll stop the scrolling and he'll look at the question, and then Friends with Fairies is responding to that question that you have. So just let you know that's what's going on here. Can you screen record? I don't know. That I don't know.
When Gadako is using my technology, I don't touch my phone. I let Gadako do what he does. He uses this phone, and I have a backup phone for charging because he likes to drain this battery. So.
Oh. Deborah's saying I've screen recorded your show. Okay, great. Very good. Erica Williams, welcome. Penny Thoughts, welcome to the show.
Thank you for the gift.
Yeah, and we're at 59,000. We can hit 100,000. We're going to hit out of here about East Coast about 1:20 a.m. in the morning. So I'm going longer than I was going to go, but we'll go to 20 minutes more. But I want to get up to 100,000. Let's everybody do it. We have 197
Rabbi
people on here.
I'm sorry, gotta go stopped on that. I guess Rabbi said good morning, gotta go stopped on that. So I guess he's saying good morning.
Yeah.
He just jumped. What are you doing, gotta go? He's jumping through my phone. I can't read the good. You gotta give me a second to read gotta go. I'm not that bad. Okay, he stopped on in Mexico. What do you got here? In Mexico.
In Mexico.
A mountain
Where's that?
They call two sleeping giants. It's kind of a weird. It's not a weird question, but also I can answer it. Some of the giants that are still here on Earth, and it's going to sound like really far out there, but it's the truth. But some of the mountains that actually look like beings or like human faces, or you'll see a hand coming out, those are actually giants. Those are giants that are in a frozen state. They're in a hibernated state. And there's somebody on here that jokes around saying petrified. There's a petrified giant. Those are actually really giants, and they are petrified, but they're not technically petrified. They're in hibernation until called on.
And someone, I think it's Allahu. So let me answer. Let me just let people know something. The question was related to the monetary system on Earth. So I want to talk about the Earth monetary system. We live on a planet right now that's based on a monetary system, the current Earth population. So you need to understand this. The Earth system of governance, which includes what you call a monetary system on your planet, does not exist on other planetary worlds that are in the higher frequencies of light. There's no monetary system. On Earth, because of the limitations that were put on it by people that created these things, it wasn't meant to be a place where there was a monetary system. There wasn't supposed to be any monetary system on Earth. The planet actually went into a lower vibrational pattern for a long time. The Earth is now coming into a higher vibrational pattern, which means as the vibrational pattern increases, there is a great change coming to Earth, meaning consciousness. What does that mean? It means that the monetary systems that are here currently now eventually will disappear. There won't be any monetary system. Now, I know this to be true because my brothers and sisters on other planetary worlds do not have monetary systems. Everything is different. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they don't have a need they're so far advanced, these beings, and love one another and look out for each other, that they don't have a need for that. When somebody needs something, they make sure that each other has, they don't want for anything. They have regular guard. They even Gadago has stated, when he was speaking, that they have gardens. They have, they live a lot like us, but they don't use money. They share with each other. They all, they don't have
and
a
there's
need for that.
And for Lee's thing, Lee, understand that the crypto is an Earth-based system, still Earth-based 3D. What we're talking about, Lee, is there is nothing like this. There's no crypto, there's no dollar bills, there's no coins. On other planetary worlds, there's nothing like this. Everything is operating in a very high frequency, meaning that you don't have you don't have department stores, you don't have to buy anything, there's nothing to buy. Everything just is. Meaning, once you become into the galactic consciousness, and once you're able to be in that state of learning from our star family, you'll understand that crypto, dollar bills, whatever, monopoly money, whatever, does not exist. It's all part of the illusion. It's all part of the 3D matrix, and it's all going to fall apart. So people get used to that because that's where we're going, and it's a good thing. Everything that we exist in currently will not be the same when we go into what we call the new Earth frequency. Gotta go, correct? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no.
I heard one tap, Commander.
Okay. So I want people to stop thinking about how we're going to have a better monetary system to live on planet Earth, and we're going to live in this monetary system and materialistic system of planet Earth. It's all going to change. It's all changing. It doesn't seem like it now, but when we're into the new Earth frequency, everything will be different. It'll be totally different than it is now. And it'll be a gradual change, a gradual shift, but it will happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope, and that's another thing. That's also 3D. Socialism and food stamp cards. No, there's not going to be any food stamp cards or any. There won't be any isms. There won't be any capitalism, socialism, conservatism. Any of these earth-based things, Scott, will not exist. You're going to be on a planet that has no isms, a planet that has no religion, no material things, no governments, like on Earth, the way it is now. You're going to live on a planet that is living in a Christ frequency consciousness where everybody lives in a very beautiful state of being. So everything that you have now will not exist. Everything is being, how should I put it? The structures of consciousness will be shifted. Yeah. You won't need you'll have the ability to heal once you're able to, once we live in that frequency. There might be what you call earth-based doctors, but in a different way. Once we become in an activated state of our true beingness, we will not have diseases, we will not have people getting sick, we will not have all these things that exist now. They will not exist at all. Gotta go 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. Did you hear the tap, people? Listen very carefully to the confirmation. You just tapped again so you can hear it. So for those new here, that's my friend on the spaceship tapping, okay? And so if my answers aren't correct, he'll tell me 2 taps for no, 1 tap for yes. So we're telling you this is what's going to happen.
Clifford said he thinks it's going to go back to the barter system. Got to go stopped on that one. I wonder if that's, yeah. I don't know.
Well, on Earth, you have a thing called the barter system. There's not going to be a need to barter for anything, because that's still in the time frame of thinking that you have to give something to get something back. There won't be any of that. Everything will be free. Everything will be given, and everything that is needed will be available to everyone.
Exactly.
And it's a big shift in your consciousness. So you have to shift completely all your 3D thinking. Whatever it is, you have to throw it out the window. It's a big step. You have to throw it all out the window.
Have you heard of star magic? Are you asking me that, Deborah? Or are you asking the commander, or are you asking Gotta Go?
Clifford, what is your question? Oh, thank you, Kit Kat. Thank you so much. Any of you. What was the question Deborah was asking?
They were asking if, have you heard of star magic?
No, I don't know what star magic is. I actually don't.
I mean, I know that the fairies utilize energy around them. If I don't know if that's what you're asking, but that humans had hundreds of years ago referred to as magic, but it actually wasn't magic. They were using dimensional and high vibrational means to gather energy around them to move things, to move through space and time and things like that. They also use it for protection. if that's what you're asking. I hope that answers your question.
Oh, thank you, Light Jess, for your questions. Never hesitate to ask. And that goes for anyone else here. Never hesitate to ask me questions. Friends with Furry, my friend Gottico on the spaceship.
Can you ask Gottico to send me healing strength as I battle with COVID, anxiety, and my mom's with what? Oh, they're asking if Gottico can send them some healing energy.
You want to ask Gottico that, friends? Since you got the question.
Sure. Gottico, can you send healing energy down to help with helping heal this person from COVID and anxiety? I heard a tap.
He said one tap. So Gottico tapped yes that he can do that. It's not going to be he himself, but it might be some of the space people that are involved in that area that can send that energy over.
Gottico is a very loving being, and his people are very, very loving and funny and, kind beings. So I'm sure that if he has the capability of sending some loving energy, he is going to. Oh, he tapped again.
Yeah. No, I'm going to get into this in a little bit. I know I'm about 1:30. We're going to sign out here and go to sleep. I hate to do that, but I'm on the East Coast. But we do want to get to some more questions. Celeste says, can you ask Gottico if several red lights I saw in the sky are related to his family? Celeste, where are you located? And on the planet, can you tell us where you're located and when this happened? Enlightened Jess says she appreciates it. She appreciates that Gottico. Let's see.
Have you ever?
Okay. Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. What year was this, Celeste? Can you tell us when this happened? Can you tell us when it happened?
Hello, guy you know. Welcome.
I'm trying to catch. Okay, so about a month ago, Gottico, Celeste, who lives in, I'm going backwards here, who lives in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, said that over a month ago, I'll go back to her thing. Over a month ago, here it is. Over a month ago, there were several red lights she saw in the sky, and she wants to know, and it could be other spaceships from other planetary systems, Celeste, that you were in touch with. So she's wondering if several red lights she saw in the sky are related to your planetary system. One tap for yes, two taps for no. I think there was two taps, right, friends?
I heard two taps.
Yeah, so Celeste, they're not related, but understand that's okay because there are many galactic beings and people from other planets that are visiting our Earth from all over the multiverse. So not related, but I would suggest if you saw that sighting of those several red craft, if you felt positive energy, then pursue it in your sleeping state and meditation. Pursue it and allow yourself to use Christed frequencies, and always operate in a meditation of Christ frequency. And if you do make contact, just visualize what you had seen and go to sleep in a Christed meditation and ask them who they are. And if the answer comes back very positive, very beautiful energy, then make the communications and start there. If it doesn't come back being something very loving and beautiful, then don't then cut off the communications. That's basically my answer. Another question coming from Tina in Rhode Island. Hey, Tina, we're going to follow you, Tina. As a matter of fact, Tina, we're going to let you ask the question and come on here. You have over 400 followers. You can come on with audio. Oh, I mean, I just lost, I think, I just lost friends with let me see here. We're going to get, I think she had to switch over phones. But we're going to have you ask a question. Your question was about 3 diamond star shaped ships. Can you, just verbally, welcome to the show. Tina, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, we're right here. So can you ask Atiko your question and we'll see if it will give you an answer?
No, it's just strange because when I sit on my porch, I see 3 sets of triangle stars, and it's pretty cool of where I'm located in Rhode Island, right on Narragansett Bay, kind of in between, right, not like on the shore, but it's just kind of interesting. It's kind of a cool feeling every time I'm outside and just stargazing.
Interesting. So do you feel like it's spaceships? Can you tell us what you feel about it?
It brings me more into a meditative space of intuition and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And how long has this been going on? Have you seen these for a long time, or are they always there, or do they disappear?
Since the summer. Where I'm located, I'm kind of in the trail of the Providence Airport, so I can see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in a farm area, but I can see kind of cool aircraft and everything going by too. But it's just the stars that are really intriguing that I see. It's you see Orion's belt, and then to the right of it is one set of stars. It's 2 stars, and then the triangle goes down, so it looks like 2 eyes and then a nose down, and then there's another one to the right of it. And usually when I'm gazing at the stars of that one, the triangle, or that's usually when the intuition and everything and the relaxation comes in. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I'm glad you shared that. I always like to bring people on. You had enough followers to go on live, so I figured I'd put you on here. So I'm glad you shared that. So it's just you're very tuned into that whole thing. I would bet. Have you had any sightings of spaceships, what we call UFOs?
I'm not sure because where I live, I think it's like aircraft or airport, so I never really think of that. But I do walk my dogs. There's like this Indian trail and stuff that's kind of cool that I see a lot of in the swamp area. That's kind of interesting. But again, because where I live by an airport, I never think of it that way. I'm more in tune with the stars and feeling that way. So,
well, I'm glad you're tuning in with the stars. It's beautiful to look at the universe and see things from that perspective. So I'm glad you came on here.
It's just when I moved to this area too, like I'm originally New England, but down from South, and then moved back up. But it's just interesting learning about this area too, because it's part of the Bridgewater Triangle, and I'm like right at the tip of it.
Oh, that's right. You're on the tip of it. I know about the Bridgewater Triangle.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I went through one time coming home from a trip. We ended up going on the wrong highway, and we were on the interstate, and we were in an area and then I learned later that we were going through on the interstate through the Bridgewater Triangle. And later on I read about it, that there was a lot of, it's like the Bermuda Triangle. It's similar to the Bermuda Triangle off the coast of the Atlantic.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just came across that. Just like here, like I couldn't sleep and I woke up, and this is the 3rd time that I've had your live because I have to
Oh,
wake up and I
good.
go to work like at 7 a.m. So like,
Yeah, you know, we don't go on past 1:30. We try not to. And we sometimes will be on at 10 o'clock in the evening, East Coast. So yeah, I'm glad you came on here.
yeah, well, usually I check the time and then this pops on. I'm like, okay. But thank you.
There you
No,
go.
it was just a curious question. I don't know if it sounds silly or whatever, but
That's never silly.
it's just one of
Questions are
those
always good.
intriguing things that you look at and you're like, oh my God, kind of cool. What's up there? It kind of looks like two eyes or three sets of eyes
Yeah,
looking down.
interesting. Well, I'm glad you came on, and thank you so much for being here.
No, nice to meet you. Thank you.
All right, Tina, we'll let you go. And I wanted to get on to get it more clarification on what she was talking about. And we're back with you live. I think Friends with Furry's phone got drained.
Yeah, my phone went a little nuts there. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was getting a phone call. It wasn't a phone call. I don't know what was happening, but I had to switch phones. So
Yeah, it was just a galactic ringing of your phone or something. Who
I don't
knows?
know. I thought I was
Well, it's
getting a
all.
call at first, but then there was no call. So I don't know what happened.
Hi, this is Gatico calling you on your other phone.
I know,
Uh,
right? He's like, "Hello, can you hear me
hello,
now?"
I'm on the spaceship. Can you hear me now? Right, Gatico, were you calling her on the other phone and going to say, hello, I'm on the spaceship. Can you hear me now? He's funny. He's tapping like crazy. Yeah, he thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he was trying to lighten the mood up.
Oh, yeah. I think
Tried to
so too.
mess
He
with
did a
my
good
phone
job.
somehow today.
And you know, we need another 20,000 likes to be at 100,000 by 1:30, 1:31. We're getting to the closure of tonight's show. I will say John Tyler is asking, when is disclosure going to happen? Well, I can answer that question. I'll let Gatico answer the question with the tap. So the timeline has changed. Originally, it was 2027 was going to be not disclosure by the government, but by So Earth-based
Intergalactical.
disclosure, that's another answer. But if you really want to know, John, disclosure is going to happen from the skies above. What do I mean? Before 2027, you're going to see many galactic spaceships around the planet. There's many galactic fleets coming from the Ashtar Command Realm, which represents all the galactic levels of light. Those ships are coming soon. So when is disclosure coming on the Earth base with governments? They're going to be forced to tell people the truth because they have no choice now. They spent 70 years essentially covering up the truth, but the galactic levels are now able to intercede. The divine timing is now correct, and you'll start seeing interaction with our galactic family very soon. Very soon. Sooner than you ever expected. Gatico, would you agree with that? One tap for yes, two taps for no?
I heard a tap, Commander.
I think Gatico, you make the tap just a little bit tapper harder so I can hear the tap. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So that one tap for the person, I don't know what I just said. Did everybody hear that tap? Okay, if everyone heard the tap, what I'm verbally trying to tell you, what Gatico confirmed is, what I'm saying is actually true, is that will be many galactic forces of light that will be here soon.
Florence, what do you mean you think it's a setup?
Who's saying that?
Somebody's saying Florence Archer. I can't read his name.
Florence Archer, she's a friend of the show. Florence Archer, there's no setup. Well, on the government level, yes. If you're talking about Earth-based governments suppressing the truth, that is a setup in a way, yes. But on the non-government area that I'm talking about with the galactic levels, that's real. The government, there's just been recent hearings by the people that want disclosure in the Congress. They've been running against a brick wall with the DOD. So there are people that want the people to know the truth that are in Congress and the Senate, but there is pushback from the Department of Defense to try to prevent that from happening. But I understand this to be true, Florence. understand that there's nothing that's going to stop disclosure. Disclosure is not going to come from every Earth-based government in the world. Disclosure is going to come from this TV show, from our space brothers like Godico and I, who are talking, here directly. I mean, this is the funny thing. When we talk about disclosure and Earth-based governments, do you realize, everybody, right now, that you're talking to someone on a spaceship? Now, let me say this again, and I want your minds to focus on what I'm saying. Right now, during this whole show, you've been hearing taps from my brother on a spaceship off the planet Earth. Coordinates of the ship are near my location all the way up in space, but the taps have been coming directly from the spaceship. Do you understand that? I want to get the brain waves here to understand something, because I think sometimes we're not making the connection that we should be making. Contact is happening right now on my show.
This has been going on for months. This has been going on. We've had him come on verbally. He has come. The commander, has had
That's all right.
has had actual verbal communications with him. He has messed with electronics. He has messed with the studio. I mean, contact has been happening for months. If you have been tuning into this show, almost every single night, every day that the commander is on, contact has been happening. He's actually been in the commander's home. Contact has been happening. He has shown his ship. I've got footage of his ship. Contact is happening with the commander right now.
Right. And like Lisa's saying, don't be surprised if your electronics in your home turn on by themselves. And everything we're doing here on this show is documented. If you go to Ashtar Command Spaceship News, my YouTube channel, you can watch the shows recently where Godico has played around with Down Rabbit Hole's studio equipment, which he just boxed up the other day. And you'll hear Godico having some fun with his control board. And Godico, we had a good time with that, Godico. I got to say, I'm still laughing from that experience.
And Godico has also messed with my phone, and there's videos of that as well. Of him turning on, the commander was on, for those of you who don't know, who weren't present, the commander was actually on his radio show. And while he was on his radio show, the commander had TikTok on. Well, I just popped in just to listen to the show, and Godico decided that he wasn't going to have just that going on. So he decided to turn on my other phone, because I have two phones now, and I have to keep two phones because Godico often drains the battery to the phone that I'm on.
Right, that's right.
So what he did was he turned the volume on to my phone, and I caught it on video because I had the two phones, but one phone was across the room, and all of a sudden the commander's show pops on, the music he was playing, because Godico really likes music. And he turned my phone on, just the volume. It wasn't even on TikTok, and turned the song on my other phone. Now that's that's recorded, and it's also on the command. Didn't you post that on your thing too?
It's on my YouTube channel, yeah.
On the commander's YouTube. It's everything that has been happening on this show as far as contact is all being recorded. You can go back on the commander's YouTube and look at it and watch all this contact. You can hear his voice. You can hear everything that has been going on. Contact has been happening for months.
Oh, yeah. And I can guarantee you, some of you, if Godico wanted to right now, could affect your stereo equipment, your radio equipment, just so people understand that. Anyone in here can have their stereo, their radio turned on, and he can change the frequency of the channel just to give you some confirmation if you needed it. Hopefully you don't need that because you're watching the show, and Godico is tapping and answering questions. We're almost at 100,000. We're at 90,000. As soon as we get to 100,000, we're going to call it a night. I want to thank all the people for gifting. I would encourage people to send us more gifts for the work we're doing here. If you like what's going on here, Please subscribe to my TikTok for a month or 2 months or whatever you want to do. Become a first-time subscriber. That the funding for the TikTok subscriptions, we have 34 of 100, is going to night vision equipment for our C5 group. We have an Astro Command contact group. We're getting ready for April 13th, which is a Saturday night at an apple orchard. We're going to be getting our group together to go on board Gadako's spaceship. This is an experiment. So the word experiment means we're going to experiment with the possibilities that we'll be able to be beamed up on their spaceship. And that'll be happening April 13th. So again, what does the word experiment means? It doesn't, in case it doesn't happen for whatever reason, you can't say, well, the commander said they were going on a ship, they never did. So we're taking everything step by step. Gadako is too.
Commander, Queen has one last question.
Yes.
We'll take this one last question, and then we're going to be closing out for the night. What's your question, Queen?
Oops.
Have any of the 7 around me lately been extraterrestrial?
What's she saying? Any of the seven what? Have any of the events around me lately been extraterrestrial?
I don't have my glasses.
I can't answer that question. Well, I probably Gadako, she's asking, has any of the events around her lately, this Queen of Stars person, have any of them been extraterrestrial? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. Queen, the answer is yes. They have been extraterrestrial. Okay, folks. I want to thank Friends with Furry. Thank you so much for being here. I'm now starting to kind of float out.
Yeah, I'm fizzled too. I worked all day.
It's been and you worked all day. Plus, it takes a lot of energy to do what we're all doing here, including for Gadako and all of us, to answer your questions. And for me, I had to tap into my galactic consciousness on this show tonight to answer some of your questions. So I want to say I love you all, the new people. I hope you follow us, everybody follow each other. I'm trying to get to 100,000 followers before the end of spring to reach out to more people here around the world. Please help us do that. You can do that by following us, by following each other. We're about uplifting everybody here, breaking the matrix on this show. And, whenever you're thinking about when are there going to be contact, remember, you had it tonight. You had it right tonight on this show. You had direct contact. You don't have to wait for it. It's right here on my show. Right here. Gadako is our co-host, and he's on the spaceship co-hosting. And we have Friends with Furries here as well. And we love you all. Dimples, good to see you, everybody. I'm really tired now. I think I need to go to sleep. I want to thank everybody for being here.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you for the gifts. All the gifts that I'm getting are going to be being utilized for my funds to get down for this event on April 13th.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for the gifts. I really do appreciate it.
I think we have one more question. Steve says, wait. Steve, do you have a question real quick? We'll see what we can do here for a minute.
Okay.
Steve says, wait.
Wait. Don't go yet.
Don't go.
Thank you.
And again, I thank everybody for the gifts, helping Friends with Furry to get down here in April and for our thing. And we'll talk more about going on the ship as the weeks go by. We are going to, my mind just kind of faded out. We're going to basically experiment with being beamed up on the spaceship. The spaceship looks like a star with a round center to it. It's a beautiful large ship, and if everything goes to plan, we will be beamed up as a group. There'll be 10 or 15 of us representing the planet Earth. And this will be a first time ever, very important gathering for us with our space family. And we'll be gone off planet for about 2 hours. So if this experiment works, they will take us on the ship and we will go off planet for about 2 hours, Earth time.
Thank you,
And
Linda.
off planet, things are different. So what is 2 hours could be a month or 2 weeks. Thank you, Madeline. That's fine. So now I really do want to go to sleep. So
Yeah. All right.
I love you all.
Stephen will be on tomorrow, so you can ask you any questions you want tomorrow. Gotta go is usually around, so I'm sure he'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Gatico, do you want to say goodnight to everybody? And Gatico just tapped a lot of taps, wishing everybody on Earth a good night. So everyone take care. Gatico, be safe on your ship, wherever you are right now. Blessings to you and all the galactic people of our star family. Everyone take care. Be well.
Good night, everybody.